Hey everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got a really great blend for you guys today, so without further ado, usually I start my water off right away, but today I'm going to do a little something different, only because I don't know exactly what kind of tea is in here tonight. Tonight I've got a very special blend that was brought back from South Korea, and it's turning up to be like an incredible blend. So this week I'm doing special packaging and all. Snea, welcome. Special packaging and all. It's gonna be volcanic rock tea, straight from South Korea, and I'm super duper excited to taste this one for you guys today because I mean, look at this packaging. It's all like fancy schmancy, and I have no idea what kind of tea this is. So I'm going to look at it and examine it just a little bit before I go into what it is or what I believe it is. But that being said, I'll go ahead and get this thing started. Okay, so this is. I did read up on what this tea features. Okay, so according to this, it is slightly fermented. So I'm guessing it's going to be about either a pu'er or at least a black tea. But I don't see any. This is organic, apparently. It's a first flush spring tea. It's oxidized and fermented. I don't see anything, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's a black tea. And I'll start the water. Since it's a black tea, I'm going to go ahead and brew it at 212 degrees. And let's open up the package and see what we're dealing with. Now this tea is from Jeju. I'm assuming that that's how it's pronounced, Jeju. Now it says 1979, which was the year that I was born. Madison, welcome. I don't know if that's the year that this was picked and fermented, or if the company was established in 1979. That I'm not too sure of, but it is from Jeju, labeled 1979. I'm assuming that it was. Was this drink some tea for you? Well, if it's your throat that hurts, you should drink tea for yourself. It's really good for you. Aw, that's too bad. I'll have to make sure that doesn't happen again. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this and see what we're working with. Now I'm assuming, as I was saying, that this was picked in 1979 because it is slightly fermented and it was probably stored to do so. Sorry, this thing is... it does not want to open. Okay. Maybe I can... No, I can't force it. Why do these packages keep getting to me? I don't know. I have some scissors. Hold on. Aha! Scissors. Best invention ever. Yes, it is as old as I am. And that is a fitting way to start the new tea. So the kind of tea that I'm doing this week is volcanic rock tea. It comes from Mount Halla in South Korea. And it's Jeju. It's from Jeju Island, which is where the mountain is, and it's the highest peak in all of South Korea. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what I'm dealing with. Oh, and also, before I forget, this does have its own scoop. So this is all like, ooh, that is very fragrant. I just caught a whiff of that, and wow. Okay, I'll talk a little bit about what it smells like in a minute. How did I get it? It was actually donated by G Park, who, I'm trying so hard not to drop this, who went to, who I believe she went to China, or she might have stopped in Korea. I don't know the details of the trip, but she was gracious enough to bring some tea back for me because she knows how much I like tea, and it's just incredible. So, oh my god, this smells so good. Okay, so before I get too wrapped up in the description of where it came from, I want to thank you, G, if you're watching, or if you watch this later. Thank you so much. Shrivar, welcome. Thank you for helping me end this year on a high note. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. It's kind of a long leaf black. You know what? Let me try to do this the hard way. Because, you know, typical guy. Always trying to do it the hard way. There we go. So you see, it looks on the outside like a regular black tea. But I'm assuming that the taste is going to be very different because not only is it grown in a volcanic area, which does wonders for the soil, but also it's slightly fermented, which means that this has been aged a little bit. Now I'm not sure if it's fermented like a pu'er, which is fermented in its natural environment, or if this is stored and I know what you're thinking, and no, that's not what it is. Although it is legal here. It is legal as of as of the 1st, yeah. Okay, but that's not it. Oh yeah, the scent is incredible. It's a very dark and earthy scent. This is going to be a very strong tasting tea. Simply because it reminds you of a Christmas tree? I don't know. It's well, let me pull some out so you can see what it looks like on its own. So it's a very dark leaf, and you can see it's very short. So it looks like it was cut pretty well. It was definitely cut by machine. That's a very straight edge right there. So this wasn't plucked. Not in Connecticut, but you're talking about Christmas tree is not something else, of course. So it looks like my water is ready. I'm going to go ahead and pour it out. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the scent because it's pretty strong. Like I can smell it even past my aftershave, which I normally don't put on aftershave, like my special one that smells really nice, but I was kind of in a hurry, so I kind of messed up and picked the first one. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pour out the water. This is at 212 degrees. And I'm going to time it for 5 minutes. That might be it. Like, you know, I mean, Christmas trees they're evergreen, so even if you dry them out for a whole lot, it's going to stay dark green. And no, it doesn't smell like aftershave. It's my aftershave. Like, I put it on. I shaved right before the stream, and so I put it on. And it's still fresh. Like I still smell aftershave. But anyway, so I want to talk a little bit about the terroir noir of the tea, what it was grown in. So we'll start off with the very obvious, as mentioned in the name of the tea. It's volcanic rock tea. So they have there's volcanic ash in the soil which enriches it and makes the I'm camera fresh. It's all, but it not nutrients. I always do that. It adds a whole lot of nutrients to the soil, so it's very rich. And it feeds the plants very well, which means it's gonna have a very healthy leaf. It's gonna be a very robust flavor. Now on top of that, This is the elevation is 6,388 feet, or 1,947.6 meters up in the air. That's the highest point of the mountain. I don't know what elevation this is grown at, but you can be safe to say that it's grown at a high altitude. So we're going to have a lot of the same effects that I was talking about last week in the growth of the plant. So you have lighter air, which means less moisture. It's going to be kind of a drier, rocky terrain. So you're going to get plants that struggle. And when plants struggle, they produce more photosynthesis, which is what we taste when we drink the tea, and that's what gives it its immense flavor. So in this case, I have 2.5 minutes left. I'm just checking. So in this case, that is, I just caught a whiff of it. That is robust. Now, when you have a plant that struggles to grow, you're going to have a very strong tasting tea that made it. Because a lot of the time, tea in that kind of area does not grow at all. So you have to have farmers who know what they're doing. And when they do, it pays off very well. So not only do you have a plant that struggles, the terrain has a lot of nutrition in it. So you're going to have one that struggles, that is fed well, and you're going to have one that produces more photosynthesis because of everything that it's going through. So after it's plucked, the tea is stored and fermented. I don't know how this particular one is fermented, because it's semi-fermented, so I'm assuming that it has to do with the environment that it's in. Normally for a pu'er, it's grown in a very damp environment, so as it plucks, it dries off very slowly in its own environment. Now that what it's called is microbial fermentation that gives the tea a little bit of a whiskey barrel taste. Now I'm assuming that this is going to have a good amount of that, but not as strong as pu'er. So we'll find out in about 30 seconds. Now I'm super excited because the aroma that's coming out of this is pretty strong. I don't smell the fermentation, but sometimes it kind of like you get it on the back end. So like for a very strong pu'er, you smell it right off the bat. It's whiskey. It smells like alcohol. Other pu'ers that are more subtle, you won't be able to smell it as much. Oops. Okay, there we go. You won't be able to smell it as much, but you will be able to taste it. Now, I'm getting that this is only semi-fermented, so it's not going to be very strong. I'm assuming it's going to be the latter of the two that I was talking about, where you get to you get to taste it but not smell it. So the tea is done. I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this out. Let me get my tea rag real quick. There we go. I want to make sure that it doesn't make a mess. Oh, that smells so good. It is very earthy. All right. Oh, that is a beautiful color. It's not as dark as I thought it would be. It's got a very bronze kind of look to it. Oh, should have organized myself a little bit better. So take a look. This is actually very interesting. It's a lot dark. It's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. Judging by the leaf, you saw how dark it was. Like it was very brown, almost black. but the color of the tea behind it looks it's practically see-through. Um, and the scent that I was getting off of it before, it was a lot earthier than how it looks. It still is. Oh, that is so good. It kind of has. There we go. It kind of has like a grounded, roasted scent to it, almost coffee-like, which is going to be a really nice burn. I'm gonna open up the window right off the bat because I already know this is gonna warm me up. But right now, just the scent alone. Oh yeah, the color is beautiful. It's bronze. It looks like a bright, shiny new penny. You know, it's like this is the color of like literal bronze. You know. All right. So without further ado, because I am getting myself a little bit excited, I'm gonna take my first sip. Oh, that is nice. That is really nice. It tastes kind of like a roasted nut. It's got a slight smoke, but not too overpowering. It's earthy, definitely. It kind of has like the taste of a toasted mate, which, I mean, it sounds exactly like it is. It's like a toasted, slightly smoky, but not quite, very crisp flavor to it, and it's very light on the tongue. Like it's a slow burn, but like that slight aftertaste that it leaves behind lasts. Right now, my mouth still tastes like nutty and smoky a little bit. Oh my god, just the scent alone, man. I wish I could send it to you guys. It's very comforting. Like coffee first thing in the morning, how you don't even have to drink it, you just smell it, and it's very it's comforting, and this is what I'm getting. And of course this is not sweetened, so I'm getting the full effect of the flavor. I'm glad I brewed this as a black tea. I'm sure if I would have done it as an oolong, it would have a lighter effect, but still remain very, very loyal to what it is. Jeju Island is the source of the tea. Jeju Island was formed entirely by volcanic eruptions and is the volcanic soil and humid subtropical climate that made it ideal for growing tea. Oh, I have to see more. Most of the Korean teas exported to America come from Jeju. That's good to know. It might not even be grown at a high altitude then, because what I'm thinking, like usually when you grow from the mountain itself, you have all of that. You have all the hardships, but judging by the topography of the island, it looks like there's a good amount of flat space as well. So the volcanic ash still exists in the soil, and it looks like it was. It tastes like it. Keeps the word is not nutrified, Mike. I'm trying to remember the word. I always forget that word. But it has a lot of nutrients in the soil. So as the plant grows, it grows with that taste. It might not have the struggles that I was talking about before, because again, I don't know where it was. I don't know the elevation at which it was grown, but it definitely tastes like it went it's been treated well, because the taste is very light, very little astringency, which is great for a black tea. If black teas, if not treated well, can be quite astringent, especially if you oversteep it. It'll taste very bitter. But this was done perfectly. So you have a quality leaf. You have a clear-cut brewing instructions. So usually you can treat it like a regular black tea, and it'll treat you right. So I'm going to show you guys now how it looks after it's grown. There's quite a bit of growth here. Now you guys remember how it looked when I first put it in. You saw that kind of looked like a stick. So now, once I take it out, check this out. See how it grew a lot? You know, it looks like it's about maybe 2-3 times its original size. And if you notice something, which it's kind of strange, but it's green. Like, that is not a black tea. On the outside, it's dark brown. It's more brewed. It's developed, but that's only on the edge. On the inside, it's all green. I was not expecting that. That is a beautiful looking leaf. Wow. Yeah, check that out. That's a green tea. I was not expecting that. Rachel, welcome. Wow. So you know what this means. This is an extra special kind of tea. Because, yeah, first of all, it's rare. Second of all, if it's strong enough to withstand 212 degrees and still taste this good, that is a quality leaf. Normally, you're supposed to brew green teas at 180 degrees for 3 minutes. I did 212 for 5. That is not going to be an easy kind of... It's interesting. It looks like seaweed. Yeah, it absolutely does. Danny, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. So yeah, but that's... Rachel, you missed it. Like, I thought this entire time this was a black tea. Like, I'll show you once again what it looks like before putting it in, because I am truly amazed. I think this is... You know, let me get I can get a better leaf. I'm going to be picky. I can afford it. Okay. So there we go. This one's a good one. So this tea, if you take a look, very dark. You know, it does not look like a green leaf. This is the effect of fermentation and oxidation. Like it I guess that's why they call it semi-fermented, because it's lightly fermented on the outside, but it didn't affect the leaf on the inside. So it maintains the integrity of the leaf without... it held its shape pretty well, so it is very intriguing. It absolutely did. Like, when it opened up, you could tell, like all you're tasting is the fermented part of the leaf, and like a little bit of green behind it. So what was this? For fun fact, Korean teas can be re-steeped, fully nuanced, and flavor with each cup. Any chance I can re-steep this tea? I could. It would be a little bit of a risk, though. Had I brewed this the first time as a green tea, then absolutely. Even if I would have done it as an oolong, I'd be pretty safe. Since I did it as a black tea, I might have used up all of the used up, like, I would have opened it up a lot more than it should have. Happy New Year! And thanks so much. You're always welcome to join the stream every Friday. It would be great to have you. So yeah, like this is definitely, it looks a lot like a black tea, and I wish I would have done a little bit more research, but this was the first time I actually opened it up. So judging by what I read about it, it was a fermented tea, and fermentation usually makes it super black, like a puer. It was also volcanic rock tea, so that's going to be known for like its strength. So I would imagine, okay, yeah, they would make this into a black tea. I had no idea it was still a green tea, considering. And I looked at it before I set the temperature. So yeah, I had no idea what I was in for. And this was a beautiful surprise. Like, this is probably extremely versatile, because you can brew it as a black, as a green, and as an oolong, and still get different flavors. So as Snea was talking about before, when you re-steep, you get a fully nuanced cup. So that's very indicative of an oolong. When you have, certain oolongs, I should say, because some oolongs they're not designed to re-steep, but like a milk oolong, a jade oolong, or or Alishan, something like that, they are made specifically to steep and re-steep and re-steep until you use it up. This one you can treat the same way. I'm kind of curious, actually, what it would taste like if I re-steeped it, but that's an experiment for another day. I honestly think that this was the perfect limit for this kind of tea, because it doesn't taste oversteeped, it doesn't taste astringent. It tastes very very calming, very straightforward, it's very smooth. It goes down very smooth, and that's something that's a little bit rare for some teas, because quality wise, you'd have to get the right kind. And it's very difficult to judge until you steep it and taste it. Leslie, welcome. It's very difficult to judge a tea until you taste it, because you're not going to get all the full effect. So I completely misjudged this tea. I'll freely admit that I, Michael Cuevas, was wrong. Okay, that's enough. But the way that I see it, like, this just enhances the experience for me, because I had no idea what I was dealing with. And it's like when you learn stuff on the yeah, I actually did do that online. You can never say that Mike is not a person who can admit when he's wrong, because I do that all the time. Fun fact, I never know what I'm talking about. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, but yeah, like this is a very unique experience, and a good way to start the new year. It's like new discoveries. I had no idea that this was going to be this kind of Happy New Year to you too, Leslie. I had no idea that this was going to be this kind of experience. I thought it was going to be straightforward black tea, and I'm wrong. Like, never. But I mean, like, look at it. This is not a green tea. This is not a typical. This is not the typical green tea at all. And I'm finding it hard to classify it as a green tea, taste wise, sight wise. Aside from the sight of the actual leaf, but like astringency is all different. There's no acidity. There's no this is just an incomparable green tea. And I'm gonna have to talk to some professionals about this, because this is making me scared. I can't believe anything in life anymore. No, but seriously, like this is like, ooh, it's incredible. Like, I am seriously liking this tea, and it's sad that I would have to go to. I hope I could get this online. I would totally order this again. But it's sad that it's all the way in South Korea, and it would be kind of difficult to get. Semi, maybe. I'll see. I'll have to do an extensive search. It's making me all giddy too. Yeah, I'm slightly tea drunk, in case you haven't noticed. But this is just putting me in a really good mood because I love learning new things, and it's like doing it in real time with you guys. You see my amazement. Like, I am truly, genuinely amazed when something like this happens in front of you guys. I mean, it's not the first time, but it's definitely, it never loses its effect. Ooh, I'm doing the Thomas trick, where you drink, you swallow, and then you breathe out through your nose, and you're getting a whole kind of flushing out of your system. It's like when I drink it, I get notes of roasted nuts and a little bit of honey, and then when I breathe it out, it's all smoke and warmth. It's very toasty, very smoky. It's really, really nice. This is the kind of tea that you finish off your day with. It is going to be caffeinated because at the end of the day, it's a green tea. But it doesn't. It doesn't have that same kind of effect on me. I guess this is very much an end of the day or beginning of the day kind of tea. Oh my! I mean, I can't. I'm just so impressed by this tea. It tastes so good. Oh yes. Anyway, so, yeah, man. I mean, I wish I could send you guys a cup at home because this is gonna be like a life tea, a life changing. Would I mix anything with this tea? As far as herbs, no. I mean, in my book, judging by this, it would kind of be sacrilege because it tastes so good on its own. I mean, you could technically mix it with anything. It's all to taste. But the way that I personally see this, I love it exactly the way it is, and to add something to it to alter the taste, you would be missing out. I mean, once you drink it a few times, excuse me, once you drink it a few times, you can choose to experiment a little bit. But as far as the rarity of this tea, can I describe the tea and tea company more? I'm not sure what you mean. Because, like, the tea company is just tea from Jeju. I'm assuming that that the name on this box is the tea company. It's from Jeju, South Korea. From the Mount Halla, Halla, or Hallasan, which is a long way. I don't know because the can says Mount Halla. The name of the supplier, I don't know if this is it, but it's Osulloc. I don't know. Osulloc. I don't know. I mean, if I can get a handle of them, then I would definitely recommend it because this is incredible. Mildred, welcome. So, like this is like I hope that they have like a connection in Chicago or something because they taste this tastes incredible. Like I'm really loving it. Mm. Oh wow! And even as it cools down, it's still maintaining that nice, smooth smokiness. This is really doing good. Mm. Oh yeah. this is, I'm gonna need a moment. This is this is like really. Mm. I was not expecting to have like this good of a cup. Zam, welcome. I'm really like this is just a uh this is an experience, you guys. Like I'm sitting here in awe and I just want to be like alone with my tea for a little bit. He's like okay, I'm crossing some weird territory there, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. Hmm. Oh man, this is really good. As it cools, it's starting to get a little bit astringent, but not too bad. I'm getting like, because the smokiness of it is covering for a lot. Um, it usually is PG. Now it's gone PG-13. I was tiptoeing the line a little bit. But that's okay. PG-13 is fine. When I download this to YouTube later, I'll have to say definitely not for kids. Oh, but yeah, like this is like, like it's one of those teas that, I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily drink this iced, but um, as I do it, it's like, I mean, I generally don't like very savory iced teas. Um, as a Cole, what was it? PG-13 is crossing that mug, is caressing that mug. Was this? You can actually buy this tea off Amazon. I am totally gonna look for that. I am gonna look because like this tea is making a really good impression on me, and it's like I don't know if I've ever had a Korean tea before. Um, I probably have. I mean, I'm just not thinking of it right now. But if this is indicative of the kind of product that they put out, I have been missing out for years. Mm. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I am going to pour a little bit more out of here. Hopefully, I can top it off, but I have been misjudging my cup lately. No, I came so close, so close. Oh my god! Now it looks a little bit darker. I don't know. Maybe it's just the light, but it looks slightly darker to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Now that it's settled a little bit, I think it looks slightly darker. It's gone from like bronze to brown. Oh, excuse me. And it smells smokier too. I think it's starting to settle. Yeah, definitely more amber. Like it's starting to look more like a beer, you know? Just without so much froth at the top. Oh, but generally this is definitely a tea. This is a go-to tea. Like I can't believe I missed out on it for so long. I don't know. Anyway, before I go off topic again, because I don't know, just kind of spitballing here. But, okay, so questions or comments or anything that you want to talk about? I'm opening up the floor. Teresa's question, she's not here. What would I pair this tea with? Yeah, you already know Teresa's question. This is definitely a heavy-duty tea that deserves a heavy-duty meal. So I would go with like steak and mashed potatoes, roasted chicken, something like heavy and like this is a heavy dinner kind of tea. What else? What else would I put this? Barbecue. I mean, it depends on the barbecue. Like maybe pulled pork. Yeah, something like that. Like a little bit smoky. Indian food I wouldn't pair with a black tea. I know that India produces a lot of black tea. But I don't know. Well, just because of my stomach, I don't want to make it too heavy. Nicole, welcome. Unless it's like a masala chai, because then you have the spices that go along with the spices of the food, so that will work a little bit better. This one is very smoky, and I personally don't like to mix the spicy and smoky. Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a lie only because of my own creation, the liquid kick in the face. That combined spicy and smoky very well. So I'm picky about my spicy and smoky. I tend to like draw one or the other, but not to both, unless it's well put together. But yeah, I don't think I would do this with Indian food. I would prefer like a sweeter tea to go with Indian food, kind of like a Thai chai. That is spicy with like a vanilla coconutty kind of flavor to follow it. So yeah, you get the spicy and sweet. That goes together better for me. As far as desserts are concerned, what kind of dessert would I taste with this? Probably. Kaylin, welcome. So to summarize, how would I rate this tea overall? High marks. Definitely high marks. These are some really good flavors going on. Like I kind of struggle a little bit to talk about pairing this with something, only because I'm enjoying the taste of it all on its own. I don't feel like any other food or drink behind it would actually necessarily improve the experience. I think that in this kind of taste, it's good for a standalone. I mean, it's a very, very, not as heavy as coffee, but it's a very savory blend, and I'm really enjoying it. You guys see me, I'm looking around because it's like I'm just exploring. I'm exploring the taste and the experience because it's very rich. It's very rich and savory, and I mean, like, I can't think of a dessert that would go well with it. I mean, a little bit of sweetness would definitely work, but like if I were to do a chocolate cake, maybe something with a lot of I wouldn't go dark chocolate, only because I'm not a big fan of dark chocolate, but Does the box mention the tea farm? That is a good question. Where is my? Because it came with a little pamphlet. It just says Usalak. Usalak Organic Tea Line. So I'm assuming that Usalak is the farm or the dealer. That's where it comes from. Yeah, because I don't see anything as far as farms are concerned. They probably are the distributor. That is the tea company? Yeah. Yeah, because then, yeah, it makes perfect sense. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing it correctly. I'm probably butchering it. But, like, I mean, I I know absolutely nothing about the language, so I can't. I can't guess. They are the largest tea producer on Jeju Island. Well, that makes sense. I can see why, because this is like, wow. Oh, okay. Now I see. I'm reading a little bit about this, and it shows that it's actually 50%. It's 50%. 50% oxidized. Yeah. So it's got a okay. So at they do have different teas. They have a tea line here. That's what I'm reading it from. So their green oolong is 30% oxidized, which is like just on the line. Oolongs are like 18 to 30% oxidized, and then anything beyond that is considered a black tea. However, that's why this is a little bit strange because this is only 50%, and I don't know if it's considered a green tea. According to this, it's considered either. I mean, according to this, it's considered a black tea, but when it opens up, it's super green. So this is going to be very hard to classify, at least for me. I would classify it along with oolong, and just chalk up the extra black to the fermentation process. But other than that, I mean, like I have no idea like how I would classify this because they do have other teas that are further oxidized. They have a 70, 80, and 90% oxidized. I don't know how a 100% oxidized tea would taste. I mean, if it's not a pu'er, which it wouldn't be, but they can withstand like that really high percentage of oxidation. At that point, 100% would probably taste like charcoal. I'm assuming. But this is actually really, really nice. I'm wondering now what kind of percentage lapsang is oxidized. Oh, excuse me, because it is roasted. And roasted adds to the process. That is a Thomas question. I'm gonna have to ask him later. But that's neither here nor there. Oh man, I'm really loving this tea. Okay, I need to top it off. Finish it. Ooh, okay. Oh, absolutely. This was not only was it interesting, it was like intriguing. It was mysterious. And I love it. There was so much to figure out just by drinking it and talking about it and seeing where the conversation leads. You know, and this is like the perfect way to end the stream before I go on break. Because, I mean, I've talked to you guys already. I told you this is going to be my last stream until whenever. I haven't decided how long I'm going to take. But, like, this was definitely the tea to go to, you know? I'm thoroughly enjoying this tea. Okay, so without further ado, questions, comments. If you have anything to talk about, now's the time. I have I don't know if I have any announcements going on with the community. I mean, I do have some things in the works, but I don't know how much I should talk about them. So I'm gonna stay under a shroud of mysteriousness for the time being. Um, oh yeah, the raffle. So congratulations, Nick! You have won. I will be sending you your tea at some point, probably next week. Um, so yeah, for you guys who don't know, Nick is located in Chicago, so I'm probably gonna uh, go to his job or something and deliver it personally and hang out a little bit because we cool like that. Oh, well, semi cool like that. He doesn't know where I live, so when you see this later, Nick, go say. Anyway, whew, okay. Hey, I'm going a little crazy here. Okay. Questions and comments. I'm opening up the floor again. This is really good. Like, I am seriously enjoying this tea. I'm so hot right now. I honestly think, like, if there's anything that I would put in this tea, it doesn't need it, but I would probably put this is more than tea drunk. Yes, yes. This is like I am tea sloshed. I am tea wasted. Or wasted. That was terrible. If you're gonna re-steep it after the stream, then that's I would recommend a fresh cup. But I mean, to each their own. I think that if we were to re-steep it at this point, I would do it either as a green or a white. I would not tempt it much further than that because it's not gonna. I don't know if it can withstand it. But absolutely, we can try and do it. Oh, really? You weren't being sarcastic. You really did. I'm glad you liked my little tea pun. I get my tea dad jokes. You can call me Dad Tea. Oh, don't call me Dad Tea. that was the worst. I ruined it. Sorry. This is what I get for getting wasted on on the stream. Which, I mean, not the first time, but hey, it happens. There's like a certain kind of euphoria. I mean, this is semi this is semi fermented, so I might be a little bit more drunk than I thought. I don't know. Apparently, yeah. No, this is a very slippery slope. I'm telling you, this is going into places that I did not expect. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. This is not a this is not a good look. Anyway, okay. So, I'm trying to figure out. See, because I want to give you guys a little something to really contemplate. What is this? I have been on a slippery slope. It's a good thing that this is all happening at the end of the stream because I have nowhere to go from there. Oh yeah, I still am. The window behind me is not doing anything right now to cool me off. And we're having an abnormally warm December in Chicago, so, that's not helping at all. But, whatever. I'm just going with it. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to jinx it. But anyway, okay, so I'm waiting on a few pieces of information. Hot and slippery, daddy. Yeah, that does not sound right. Yeah, you're right. Like there's nowhere for me to go from there. Like I'm just gonna wind up making myself even more more troublesome. So I'm gonna zip my lip. That is not good. Okay. All right. Like looks like I'm on the last call. I have one more sip. So this is the last call. Any questions, comments, anything you want to talk about? Now's the time, or forever hold your peace, because I'm going to be gone for a while. I wanted to I started saying something, and I'm kind of wondering how this would taste, either sweetened with honey or added a little bit of milk to it, because this is like a really good blend that can handle that kind of thing with and be enriched by it. I will be back soon. I don't know how soon. I will keep you guys posted. I will also I'm always going to be on Facebook, so you don't have to worry about missing out on too much, because there are some big things happening, and I don't want to talk about it too much, but I'm waiting on some information. That's all I'm going to say right now. But yeah, there's 2020 is going to be excellent for growth. I can feel it. Okay, so questions or comments down the hatch. The last call. Oh, that was so good. Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys once again for joining me on this tea adventure. It was an incredible experience, and going out with a bang for New Year. Yes, I am. Happy New Year to you too. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been another incredible year. You guys have joined me on a journey that has absolutely affected and changed my life in such a positive way that I can't even begin to describe the impact that it's had on me. I have been allowed to explore my passion and share it with you guys who have been so supportive. And this is the kind of thing that the community stands for, like supporting each other and sharing and like really uplifting each other. And I feel so incredibly blessed that, I mean, like there's no other way to describe it. You guys have been amazing, and I'm grateful, I'm thankful every day, and we are going to continue to grow as a community. We're going to continue to thrive, and it's my pleasure, and we are going to make a positive impact on the world where we can. So that being said, I'm going to close out, and I wanted to say have an incredible new 2020. May growth and blessings follow you everywhere, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.